Welcome back to EveryMan Prepping and another video on raising chickens. As I've stated in my other chicken videos, which I'll put a card above so you can get to the playlist, I'm all about raising chickens in the most proficient, easygoing, productive manner out there. And I believe today we're talking about the best chicken water system. And I think you're looking at it. This is what I built, in my opinion, is the best thing you need to build in order to get water to your chickens. Now, a lot of people I know use something like this. This is for chicks. And they have much bigger ones for your hens when they're full-grown chickens. You can hang them from the top of the coop. You can put them on the ground. And they just basically gravity feed water. And I don't like these at all. I have this one because I use it for when brand new chicks are out and they're on the ground and they make a mess of it as it is, but I use it for that instance. And I'm going to show you what else I have for new chicks that works great as well. Systems like this, chickens will throw dirt, they'll defecate in them, they'll get food in them, then you'll see algae growing, all kinds of stuff. Your chickens have a risk of getting diseased, maybe even dying. The water's never fresh, and you usually end up wasting a ton of water. So this system here, a food grade bucket with chicken nipples, is the ultimate solution for ease, efficiency, and getting clean, clear, fresh water to your chickens that'll last a couple weeks. Meaning it's easier for you, which means you're most likely to do it and keep it filled and get your chickens raised. So let's talk about how do we build this water. Okay, you'll see the only parts you need, there's just very few parts to build this. You'll need a food safe bucket, which you can buy online like I did for this one, or for the one I showed you earlier, I got from a bakery. It was a pie filling bucket. Just clean it out, soap and water, and it's good to go. This one's 5 gallon. The one I have over that I showed you earlier was 3 gallons. Both of them work fine. You can get a 7 gallon if you have a ton of chickens. Make sure you have a lid. That will keep dust out and the chickens from going in there and keep it nice and clean. So you need a food grade bucket. Then you're going to need these parts here. So you'll see a drill bit. You're going to need 11 32nd drill bit. You're going to also need a 1/8 by 27 National Pipe Thread NPT tap. Not everybody uses the tap because, as you can see from the chicken nipples, they are tapered and threaded. They will screw into the hole you make with the drill bit. I use the tap because it gives a little bit of thread and they stay better. Some people also use Teflon tape around the threads. You don't have to. I don't do it. Never seem to have a problem. These things last a very long time. I'll bring you back to the other water in a minute, but if you'll remember, there's one bright red one and 3 dull ones. Well, that's because I had to replace one, but it took over 5 years. What happened is the little gasket started leaking. So there's a gasket on the end of it. You can see if I can get this to focus. On the end of it, there's a little black gasket that keeps the water from the bucket seeping out. And what happens is the chickens walk up, they press this with their beak, the little silver thing, moves the little piston back, and water goes in. It stops the water, water goes in, stops the water, and they just peck out like this, and more water comes out to them and rests in the little cup. You see the little cup? Fills with water and they drink it out. I'll add a little up above. You'll see a little video I took of one of the hens drinking water so you can see how exactly it works. It's very efficient, hardly any spillage, hardly any waste. If it is, it's just a few drops. It's a great system. Like I said, they last forever. So you drill your hole, you tap it, you screw these in. I have 4 in my bucket. You might need only 3 or 2. Whatever you need, you can always add more. All these parts you can get drill bits, tap at a hardware store. The chicken nipples you can find online at chicken stores. Also Amazon has all these things. I'll put some links and some pictures. You can see where I got my stuff. And like I said, the hens love these. And then what you can do as the chickens grow in age, you can raise and lower the bucket. As you saw, I had mine on a big raised platform because I have adult hens. But what did I do when I had chicks and I had juveniles? That's what we have here. You can put those nipples in any food safe container. This is an old coconut oil container. And I just, drilled it, tapped it, and put 3 of these in there. This is what I use when I have baby chicks. I put the other water out alongside of it, this one, and I put them right next to each other. Because initially, they're not going to know how to use the nipples. In fact, you're going to have to train them. And what I do is I set it on the ground to begin with. Then as the chicks grow, I put a brick or a wood block under it and raise it as they grow until they get to using the full height one over here. Now, how do you train your chicks to use this? Well, when you pick them up, you're going to have to hold them up to the actual nipple here, and you're going to have to take their head very gently and just tap it with their beak so they see, and then water will come out and they'll see. And then you take them off, and you got to do it to each individual one, and you're going to have to do it multiple days in a row. Every single chick, put them up there, tap it, and they'll see water comes out. They still might not use it, but you keep it there. And then what's eventually going to happen is you're going to move them into the coop with the big guys. They'll see the adult hens, the rooster, using this, and they'll copy. Hens love to follow each other. They'll do what the other one's doing. They'll steal food from each other, and they'll figure out what is that hen doing, pecking on this. The little ones will figure it out, watch them, and either go to their small one and try it out and start using it, or they'll just go on a little stand that you build for them down here. You can put some bricks, and they'll use it here. It maybe takes a week or so, and then you can get rid of the other water, and they're on this system for good. So don't worry about them dehydrating and dying. They will figure it out. They are, well, as we know, chickens aren't the smartest creatures on the planet, but they will figure this out. They're smart enough to do that. Now I want to talk to you about some of the, not only the advantages of how easy it is to keep this filled, how long it lasts, but there's more advantages. Along with the clean water, so you can see in here how it keeps the water nice and clean. I just recently filled it. Oh, you also notice one other thing. See that hole drilled in the back? You need to drill a hole in your bucket or keep this lid loose. Otherwise, air won't get in and the water won't come out as they peck on the little nipples down here. And when they peck, water's not going to come out because no air can get in. So make sure you do that as well. Back to advantages. So, you got the clean water available all the time, fresh, dribbles out, mixes a little oxygen in there. It's great. You could also, a lot of people like to add apple cider vinegar and feed it to their chickens. You can put a couple tablespoons in the water, goes in the entire bucket, and they get a little bit. It helps their coat, helps their digestive system. You can read up more about that yourselves. Some people like to put vitamins in there to give their chickens vitamins. Easy to distribute that way. Impossible to do with the other system. So I love this system. I think you'll love it too. If you have any questions about how to build it, how to use it, how to train the chicks, or even brand new adult chickens how to use it, send me a comment below and I will reply and answer as best as I can. If you like the video, please give me a like, please subscribe, ring the bell, and until next time, keep your ear to the ground, your head on a swivel.